Everyone, it's Brian Kay, the unconventional advisor and the co-founder of the Advisor Accelerator. And today I want to talk about the question, are you playing chess or are you playing checkers? And I'm sure you've heard derivatives of that question a million different times, and some people know exactly what I mean by that, and some people don't. So I'm just going to make the assumption that maybe you haven't heard this before, or maybe you haven't heard it in this way. So, what's the core difference or the difference in skill set that somebody needs to play chess versus playing checkers? And it's as simple as this: chess players are typically known as master strategists, right? The best chess players in the world are thinking 5 moves ahead. So, as I'm thinking about my next move, they've already thought 5 moves out. And it's almost impossible to beat somebody who has the capacity to think out 5 different iterations of moves before you've even gotten to thinking about your first move. Whereas a checker player is typically playing, yes, there's strategy, and yes, there's a strategy to winning the game, but it's a little bit more tactical, right? And there's a pretty famous saying that vision without execution is a daydream, and execution without vision is a nightmare, right? And so, hence, the constant tug of war between the visionaries and the builders and executors, right? And like, which one's more important? And the true answer is that, to be successful in business and to be successful in any endeavor, you really need a little bit of both, right? But in my experience, the chess player is almost always going to have a tremendous advantage and win against the checkers player. Or, the vision person or the strategist is always going to beat the tactician. And why is that? Because a true strategist, a true visionary, is thinking again 3 to 5 to 7 steps out, whereas the tactician is thinking like what's right in front of them, right? So how does this apply to your practice? How does this apply to business? A lot of people show up with us, especially advisors and agents, and they look at the symptom that they're suffering from right in front of them. I don't have enough leads. I don't have enough clients. I don't have enough appointments. I don't have enough sales, right? Maybe it's, we live in an environment with COVID and shutdowns, and I used to do live events for, retirement seminars or Medicare or Social Security or whatever. And now, I don't know how to get in front of people, right? Right? Or I used to do only, face to face and belly to belly, like selling, and now I don't know how to go virtual. Whatever it may be. Again, it's a very, like, what's right in front of me type of symptom. Instead of saying, like, what's the root cause of my problem? What is at the bottom of all of my issues? So if I'm having issues with a predictable, repeatable, scalable process for generating leads and appointments and clients in a world where I need to be 100% virtual, then what's the answer to that problem? Do I stay at the symptomatic level, and do I say, hey, maybe I should learn how to become like a Facebook expert, or maybe I should learn how to become really good on LinkedIn, or what, maybe it's time for me to go digital, and maybe I have to learn how to do Zoom and be really amazing in a virtual environment or whatever. Get good on video. All of those are fine, and they're great tactics that all of us should start getting good at. But again, they're solving a problem at the symptomatic level instead of looking at, what's beneath the surface of that iceberg, right? You only see the top of it, but the majority of the iceberg lies beneath the ocean floor or beneath the surface of the ocean, excuse me. So you're missing 90% of the problem, right? Because you don't even see it and you're not asking the right questions. So how do we apply this to what we're doing? So if you're suffering from not enough leads, not enough appointments, not enough clients, not predictable enough, not scalable enough, not virtual enough, what's the best thing to ask? Like, do I have a lead problem? Do I just need to get good at like virtual? Do I need to find new lead sources? Do I need to get on Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere else? Or do I have a market issue? Have I locked into a starving market with an urgent problem that they need to solve right now, no matter what is going on in the outside world. Meaning, they're going to line up and need my help, whether there's a pandemic, whether the market is up, whether the market's down, whether the economy is up, whether the economy is down, or whatever's going on. If I tell them, hey, look, I can't meet with you in person, but I can meet with you on a Zoom call, or I can get on a telephone call with you, that because of the level of their desire and urgency and pain, I'm calling the shots, right? I get to determine who I want to meet with, when I want to meet with them, how I want to do that, because I focus first and foremost on what market do I want to target? Do they have an urgent need? And can I set things up so that the cards are stacked in my favor before we even begin the game, right? And then essentially I've won the game before we've even started playing. So that's my big lesson for today is start with the end in mind, right? Most people are thinking from point A forward to point C, right? How do I get from point A to point B to point C? Where my brain goes is I go and I inhabit visually and mentally C. What do I want at the end of this journey? Where do I want to be? What's my ideal version of my practice, of my personal life, right? What does that look like for me? And how many people do I want to be seeing? Who do I want to be seeing? How do I want to be helping them, right? How many hours do I feel like working? Do I want to do it virtually? Do I want to do it in person? Do I want to do it through groups? Do I want to do it one-on-one? And also, how much money do I want to make? You know, what kind of net worth am I looking to accumulate? What kind of house do I want to live in? How many vacations do I want to take? Right? Et cetera, right? I have a wife, I have children, so I have many goals that go beyond just my immediate practice and my business. But the way I look at it is our business funds our ideal life, right? And it shouldn't be the other way around, that our life is there to feed our business. We're creating a practice and a business to basically fund our ideal life. So the only way that happens is, you know, if you got on an airplane, you don't just jump on and again say to a pilot, not that we ever talk directly to the pilot, but you can't imagine getting on an airplane and saying, you know, hey, I'm just going to go into the back of the plane, sit down, and then, you know, wherever we end up, we end up. And then I'll get off and I'll figure it out, right? No one would ever do that, right? They are getting on an airplane because they've already figured out that they want to go on vacation to Hawaii, and that's the destination, right? The airplane is taking them to the destination, but they have a vision of the hotel that they're going to stay in, the vacation that they want to have, the beach that they're going to sit on, all the different things that they're going to do while they're there. And then the airplane is the mechanism to take them to that visualized end result. Well, that's exactly how we should be treating our businesses and our lives, right? Let's be strategists. Let's think 3 to 5 moves out. Let's not start from today forward, which is a very reactive way to run our practices and our lives. Let's be proactive. Let's be clear. Let's be the chess player. And let's start with the end in mind and then work backwards into that future vision, because you'll find out it's a lot easier to attain that vision when you're clear on what vacation do you want to take. Where do you want to go? The plane's going to have no problem getting there once you've decided where you want to end up. So I'm going to keep this brief. That's the big idea for today. If you've been looking for an opportunity to play chess instead of checkers, to have a business model that allows you to create your ideal life, that works in any environment, that allows you to go 100% virtual, that consistently puts you in front of 5 to 15 new daytime virtual appointments every single week with 2 to 3 new clients, on average, worth $3,000 to $10,000 a piece, because you're in front of a market that has a starving need and an urgent need to solve a financial problem right now, right? They have late stage high school, college bound students that they have to figure out, how am I going to send these children to college? How am I going to pay for it? And how am I going to do that without ruining my nest egg? If that's of interest to you and you'd like to have a new opportunity for basically designing your ideal practice and your ideal life starting in the new year, then go to www.starvingmarketspecialist.com. put down your name and your email address and your information, and you can watch our 60-minute masterclass, and we'll walk through exactly how we can help you set that up in your practice, the mechanism we use, our 3-step formula that we've been using for the last 23 years to help over 300 advisors develop 6 and 7-figure practices of their dreams. So I'm going to end there, and wishing all of you a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year to everybody. And if you like this video, if you'd be kind enough to give it a like, or give it a share to anyone you think it might be helpful to. And please, give me a comment. Let me know, what you liked about the video, what was the single biggest idea that you got from this video, and let me know if you'd like any other topics discussed in any future upcoming videos. All right, I'm going to sign off now. It was great talking to you. Again, it's Brian Kay, the Unconventional Advisor and the co-founder of the Advisor Accelerator. And have a Happy New Year.